Alright, so it looks like I'm on the air again. I don't know. Let's delete this one. Remove post. Confirm. Refresh. Oh, I'm live? Alright, cool. I'm very new to doing the streaming on with YouTube and Facebook. So welcome to our second ever YouTube and Facebook live stream Q&A from PC Sports Cards. So don't know how many people are watching. Don't know. It doesn't show me that I'm streaming. It shows like a picture of the Restream app. It doesn't show that it's me, so it's hard for me to know that it's doing it. I'm looking on Facebook now, and it looks like it's live, so that's cool. So we do this every week. We started doing it last week on YouTube and Facebook. We do it on, hey Joel, we do it on Instagram every Tuesday. It's a big hit. We get about 50 to 150 people live and watching. If you guys have any questions, please just keep on asking them. If you're on Facebook and you have any questions, just write your name in front of it so we know who it is. You know, we want to do these weekly so we could just tell everybody what's going on in the hobby, answer any questions you have about us, about the hobby, about the business, and just we want to be as transparent as possible and be out there for you. Joel, whatever your question is, feel free to ask. You don't need to raise your hand. We're happy to answer any questions you have. So I'm going to open it up to everybody else. It's been a really, really crazy week for me. I picked up 2 huge cards for myself. I'm working on a deal for a third one. Those will be in next week, so that's really cool. I also have 1 card that came in that's part of my collection that I'll show a little bit later. But I want you guys to start popping some questions in. I think 4 o'clock in the afternoon is a weird time Eastern, but like I said, it's been a wild day so far, driving around, running errands, and doing a lot of different stuff. So, Joel, it says you have a question, but you still haven't asked it. So that question would be great, so I can start talking about some stuff, except for rambling on. For those of you, I mean, we're about, where's the clock on this thing? Again, all new to me, I'm sorry. In a couple weeks, I'll have this down pat. So for those of you who don't know who we are, yes, we'll accept consignment orders through the holidays. I think we may slow down listing them. So I think we may slow down listing them, but we're going to keep on accepting them. They may not run if you don't want them to. Just be specific and tell us that. As far as Pokemon cards, I have tons of Pokemon. If you were sending away stuff to PSA without a ton of knowledge of Pokemon, send away Charizards. Well, that's a great question for me because I don't have a lot of knowledge on Pokemon. So I would definitely send Charizard away. He's the biggest name, I guess, right? That's what we say. He's the best name out there. So I would definitely send those and get them back. I just had a conversation with somebody, and Facebook users, please say who you are so I can make sure you know that I'm answering your question. So Charizards, I think Pokemon cards are going to see a spike and a dip. Josh, I think Pokemon cards are going to see a spike and a dip. So I would get them back as fast as possible so I can make as much money as possible on them. Josh, your thoughts on PSA potentially automating grading with robots and not people? I mean, I've heard rumors about this. We submit more cards to PSA than anybody else. We send in 10 to 12,000 cards a week to PSA, and I have never heard that they're going to get rid of human grading and just grade with robots. So I don't know that there's any truth behind that. I think they may become part of the process. Machinery may become part of the process. But I don't think that it will ever completely take away from grading. I don't think it's ever going to be the end-all, be-all. There's always going to be a human element to grading. All right. So if I have Facebook up over here, I could see who asked the question on Facebook. So thank you for the question, AT. That's a good question. So as people start to roll in, we'll get a lot of questions. We'll get a lot of banter going back and forth. I'm really happy to answer anything you guys have to answer. Looks like a notification just went out that I'm live, so that's good. With Prism having such poor right to left centering in NFL, will PSA? No, they're not. Charlie, they're not gonna grade easier on centering. They're not gonna grade easier on centering because it's because it's commonly a problem. It's just that cards that are graded a PSA 10 will probably carry more of a premium. That being said, PSA isn't the hardest grader when it comes to centering. We all know that. So you may get 10s there. And people are sending these in. People have been sending these in to get graded. So we'll start seeing grades pop in a couple weeks, and we'll start seeing what these cards are actually grading. Joel, I'm sending away a PSA order at regular economy. What should I send away? And now I'm expecting 8 months. Do I send next year football? If you're looking to send regular economy is our standard, so that's our 20-day service, 3 to 4 months. I would send baseball. I would send football if it's higher end. I probably wouldn't send so much basketball unless it's something that you specifically want back for the playoffs. If you're sending bulk, that's 8 months. I would definitely send that. I would send lower end football for that. Has PSA communicated with you about improving their cycle times for grading? Amika, they've been improving it. They've been working on processes. You'll notice a lot of orders are sitting in grading now and then moving from grading and not sitting in research as much. That's because they have improved their research department, and they're going to then expand that improvement on their research department to other aspects. They're basically training at the bottom rung and then expanding upwards. So, yes, Joel, I'd say football. So, I think that it's highly likely that we'll start seeing improvement on grading times and on the cycle and all that stuff once they get enough people in there that once they're able to get more cards out, then cards are coming in per week. We'll start seeing that, and I think that's closer rather than further. So we'll see. I would guess in a few months, maybe close to 6 to 8 months, I would guess we're going to start seeing a turnaround. It takes a while to train people the right way, and I'd rather them take the time to do it right than to rush, make a mistake, decrease their standards, have worse employees, and have bigger problems. It's an issue right now for sure, but a slow and steady approach is much better than ripping a Band-Aid off and trying to fix it that way. So I think they should definitely be doing that. I guess not many people sitting around at 4:15 that want to jump onto a live. It's good. So maybe this one won't be as long as the other ones. I don't know. Maybe Friday afternoon is not great. Top four football guys. I mean, if you're looking at modern, ultra modern stuff, sure. I don't know if Tua's in there. Kyler probably ahead of Tua still. It's already late. Kyler definitely ahead of Tua, actually. I'm not a Tua fan, and Burrow I think is a good buy with his injury right now. I'm a buyer on Burrow for sure. But when it comes to football guys, I'm a buyer on Brady and a buyer on Rodgers also. Buyer on Russell Wilson, buyer on Ben Roethlisberger, buyer on Drew Brees. I'm a buyer on top guys. I'm not a buyer on Tua. I don't believe in him. I'm not a buyer on Derek Carr. I don't believe in him. I'm not a buyer on Deshaun Watson. I don't think he has any weapons, right? So Deshaun may be an option. I don't know. I think he's good. I just don't think he has any weapons. I'm not a buyer on Drew Lock. I just don't believe in him. There's a lot of guys that I just don't believe in, so I'm not a buyer on them. I'd rather spend my money on a sure thing than on one of those guys. So I'd rather buy a Hall of Famer. Give me Peyton Manning. So that's my feeling on those guys. Been live for 9 minutes. Got 10 or 15 people watching. So that's really not a lot. So that's not that big of a deal. Dak or McCaffrey. McCaffrey injury. Dak injury. Dak got hurt. I sold my big Mahomes cards. I'm afraid of a lot of those guys. That's why I'm buying Hall of Famers. That's why I'm buying Tom Brady right now. That's why I'm buying Aaron Rodgers right now. I'm afraid of somebody getting hurt again. Aaron Rodgers can get hurt. Brady can get hurt. It won't matter. They're still top 5 quarterbacks of all time. So I guess we're moving a little slow today. So I'm going to take the camera off me for a second. I'll show a pickup that just came in. Let me get this loaded up. So this card came in today. I won this from my good friend Dimitri on eBay. So let's go here and cards. So I won this from my buddy Dimitri. This was under $250. To me, that is a Absolute steal. Um, you got guys going off like Taylor Tucker Horton for $250, and I'm buying Magic Johnson game used patch autos for the same exact amount of money. So I know we're going from football to basketball, but like to me that's a no brainer. You know, I'd rather buy all of that stuff than buy than buy um, yeah, but I mean, think about those numbers, right? Like it's crazy. Could buy a Hall of Fame top five, in my opinion, best player ever card, game used patch auto, or you could buy a sticker auto rookie card of somebody that is probably going to be the eighth man on the team. Like, sorry, to me, it's a no brainer. I will be buying those guys. I have some really really cool cards coming in. Thanks, man. I have some really really cool cards coming in the next couple of days. Hopefully they get here sooner rather than later. Broth 6, that's a great comment, right? So why don't you guys tell us what you think are no-brainer buys right now? You know, let's flip this conversation around. What do you guys think are no-brainer buys? Yeah, so anything come in, I'm guessing you mean PSA submissions. Two bulk submissions came in. Joel, I agree with you. Two bulk submissions came in. We're sorting them right now. Jamal Murray, that's a good one. We just finished putting the express submission together. So that one, we'll do the reveal of we'll do the outgoing video on that one. Do a guess your grades on that one. I'll pick 5 cards out of about 128 cards today. So that video will be up later today. So we have 2 videos that we got to work on. It's going to be another long day, but that's cool. Bo Bichette, really. I'm not a buyer on Bo Bichette. Hank Aaron's a good one. Curry's going to get hurt again. Guns Property Bitcoin. Thanks, Joe Corbin. Nice to see you here, my friend. I miss you. I'd like to be able to go to a show down in D.C. and see you again. Bo Bichette, no, not for me. I'm not a buyer on Bo Bichette. That's an interesting one, though. Enjoy opening older wax. You think grading base and low-end inserts of Hall of Famers is worth it? Yes, I think Hall of Famers are definitely worth it. Saw a big jump on 1983 PSA 10 cards. I think a lot of guys are starting to get into those sets. A lot of people are in their 30s and 40s collecting sets from their childhood. So I think that 70s and 80s is going to start becoming a big thing. I'm pretty sold on it, actually. Hall of Fame rookies, always, right? Yeah, always. Once there's no COVID, I'll come down. So let's go. I'll show some cards today. That's what we'll do. I'll show some cards as we go through this. So this is the kind of stuff that I'm buying. I'll stick myself up in the corner so you can see me too. So this is something I bought. One of my favorite cards. This came in a collection that we got, and I decided to keep it. Hall of Fame rookie autos. Very, very undervalued, growing value market in my mind. That's one of my favorite cards. Sweet auto. I don't know why it's not a 10 auto. I actually talked to one of the graders about it. He said it doesn't look like it's altered at all, but it looks like it probably got wet and dried, so it's a mint size. That's why it's graded authentic. I don't care. I love the card. So that's one of my big ones. I love this card. It's gonna stick on my wall for a while. Let's see what else we got. What do you guys want to see today? Baseball around the corner. I mean, we could talk about black labels. I know I do a lot of PSA submissions, but I collect black labels. Let's talk about black labels for a minute. Why do I think black labels are undervalued? Great question. I ask myself it all the time. So, These are $2,500 to $3,000 right now. You look at basketball players, you look at Zion, you look at Ja, you look at all those guys, you look at Giannis. You know, they've all exploded. Why haven't baseball guys exploded? Is that basketball market that much better? How football market's exploded? I think baseball is probably the best value of all the major sports right now. I don't know. I have all three of those actually. I have a black label of all three of those: Acuna, Soto, and Bellinger. Right? Look at all those other sports. Sure, Pop Report's high. Right? Sure, there's 15,000 Luka PSA 10s. Sure, there's 15,000 update Acuna BGS 10s, BGS 95s, PSA 10s, whatever. Not a lot of black labels. Right? I believe in grade scarcity more than I believe in grading condition scarcity more than I believe in parallel scarcity. What's up, Anthony? Trout update, $3,000. I don't have those here. I have three. I have two black labels, right? Three black labels. I have two, and Zach and I have one. So, I think that's a buy. I agree with that. What else do we have here? Something else I believe in? I mean, this is obviously a really good one, but I believe in Hall of Fame inserts, Hall of Fame rookie inserts, right? I'm not saying anything everybody doesn't say already. I'm not giving you breaking news or anything that somebody else hasn't said previously or recently, but these are all low pop Duncan, under 20 of these, right? Basically all the high-end Duncan stuff, there's under 20 PSA 10s. You know, doesn't take a lot to move that market up a lot. That's why Jordan exploded. That's why Kobe exploded. Who else is going to come after Jordan and Kobe? You start naming Hall of Famers, that's who's going to come. Duncan's way undervalued. Way, way undervalued. Top 10 player all time. Way undervalued. You know, I could talk about that all day long. So I have tons of Duncan. I think Magic Johnson, undervalued. I don't buy things that I think are overvalued, so I'm never going to say that, right? I'm never going to tell you, oh, I bought this. I think it's a ripoff. I think it's overvalued, you know. But I do buy these things for myself because I think they're undervalued. Yeah, I mean, you can name any Hall of Fame rookie, and they're all in my mind. Looking at today's marketplace, if you look at what modern rookies are going for, somebody told me they sold a Kobe White BGS 10 for give or take $1,000 last night. A Kobe White Prism BGS 10 for $1,000. Like, here, this is what my mind did. That's what my mind did. Right? Why? I don't get it. I don't get it at all. Right? But I'll sell my Kobe Whites. I have a sweet Kobe White coming in. I bought it last week. On Monday, I paid for it on Sunday. It shipped on Monday from Delaware. I think it made it to around the corner from my office today. It was in Philadelphia for a week. Did a stop in Garden City. You know, USPS is brutal right now. Absolutely brutal. So FedEx is the only way to go. Maybe UPS if that's your thing also, right? But I have a sweet Kobe White coming in. Can't wait to sell it. Buy something better. Buy something I believe in more. So I paid as much for a Ja Morant BGS 10 2 weeks ago that somebody paid for a Kobe White BGS 10. I don't believe it. Craig, I would buy a vanilla Frosty, but only if I can go home and put melted peanut butter in it right now. Like peanut butter sauce. If I could do that, I'm all over it. Great question. Thank you so much. People always say ex-retired players should sell for more because ex-current players, but the new players will always sell for more because they have less cards to collect than the retired guys. Hold on, let me read that one more time. People always say ex-retired players should sell for more than ex-current players, but the new players will always suffer more because they have less cards to collect. So, Jack, you're telling me there are less Zion Williamson cards than there are Kareem Abdul-Jabbar cards, Pete Maravich cards, Wilt Chamberlain cards. You're telling me there are less Ronald Acuna cards than there than there are George Brett cards, Ricky Henderson cards, Mickey Mantle cards. Yeah, I'm trying to figure this out because that's the exact opposite of what I think. So I think that those are undervalued because there's less of them. And then if you want to talk Pop Report, I could talk Pop Report all day long. I have something that I put together that I haven't been able to go through yet. I'm still trying to build a table to show it. But some of these Pop Reports are just out of control. Somebody posted that they owned 1% of the Zion Mosaic PSA 10s. 3 weeks later, they owned 0.5%. You know why? Because another 1,000 came back graded. That's not happening. That's not happening to Tony Gwynn PSA 10 rookies. 21,000 graded, and there's 650 of them. That's not happening to Ricky Henderson grade PSA 10 rookies. 21,000 of them, 28 PSA 10s. You know? Sure, there's going to be a lot of PSA 10s out there. I'm going towards black labels. I'm going towards BGS 10s. I'm going towards low serial numbered cards. I'll take the bulk cards. I'll take those mosaics. Buy them for $40. Spend $25 grading them. Sell them for $200. Take my $130. Add up 10 of them. Add up 20 of them, and buy a card to collect. That's what I'm gonna do. And then I'm gonna watch those other cards go up while the rookie cards stay stagnant or go down. Talking mostly basketball players from the 90s. One comparison I heard the other, Jason Tatum and Kevin Garnett. Honestly, so Jason Tatum, 2017 rookie cards, there's not a lot of PSA 10s. There's not a lot of optics. There's starting to be more production in 2017. A good to me, if you look at 2015, let this stat sink in for a second. There are more Luka Doncic PSA 10 Prism cards from 2018 than there are 2015 Prism cards graded. That's Booker, Towns, Porzingis year. There's more Luka PSA 10s than graded 1 to 10 whole checklist. Every parallel. Not just base cards. Every parallel. Let that stat sit in. Just let that sit in for a second. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. I'm a buyer on Luka. I bought a monster Luka card last night. Monster. Card I've been after for months. Years even. Finally got it. Coming in on Monday. Make a post about it. Can't wait to get it in. Literally, last 2 nights I bought 2 cards I've been wanting for a long time. I have not been excited about a lot of incoming cards for myself in a while. I have been pumped for these 2 cards. I cannot wait. Trying to get one more to make a trifecta. I cannot wait for these cards to get in. It's going to be crazy. Monkey. Is it okay to send a sealed 1-touch with a minimum grade of 10? So you could do that. You have to put a note on the outside of it saying only open if a 10. They may not grade it. They may say we can't see it or something like that, so they may send it back not graded. I don't know if they're going to charge you or not, but you could do that. So, guys, folks, remember, if you want, subscribe. We post a video a day when a submission comes back. We'll have one that we're going to do a little bit later today. Ask questions. This is supposed to be a Q&A. This isn't supposed to be me just talking to myself. So ask questions. I'm happy to answer anything you want to ask. You can ask why I'm wearing this hat. You could ask my high bowling score. You could ask what sports I played in college or high school. I didn't play in college. You can ask what my handicap is in golf. I'll probably lie to you like every other golfer. Whatever you want to do. Thanks, Neil. Happy to do it. It should. It's been in QA too. It should pop. That's Express 2020.34. Charlie, thanks for being a great customer, man. We really appreciate all the cards you sent and the consignment. There are some cards raw that sell for 30 gem for 150, and other cards that sell raw at 60 gem for 150. When you see stuff like this, do you invest in the cheaper raw or ratio gem? Jack, I'll definitely get to that. I would look at how many are graded. I would try to do a little bit of research on a situation like that, Charlie, and see what PSA 9s are selling for also, and see what the player is. It could be that it's overvalued or undervalued, which way. You have to figure out which one it is. Every situation's different with that, you know? I'm on Long Island, and I am a Sun Devil alum, and I used to run the New York chapter of the ASU Alumni Association. Adam, I have not gone into WNBA. Amika, can you explain the bulk order process? Sure. Yes, I can. Hold on. Stretch. This is one of those questions that I get every day. It's one of my fun ones. So, bulk submission process. Amika, are you talking about 1 card, 50 cards, 100 plus cards? A little bit different when you do 100 plus cards. Let's assume you have under 100 cards. If you have under 100 cards, you go to our website, scroll down, type in your name, type in your email address, type in your phone number, pick which era the bulk is from, pick your price of bulk from the right era, and then just start typing your list in. We have some tutorials, we have some videos, we have some explainers on how to type your list in. But basically what you do when you type your list, what you do when you do your list is you put in year, number without the number sign, player, and then if it's a parallel, you put what the parallel is for this refractor. And then you put your declared value. You send us your cards. We open all the mail, sorted into bins of what everything is. Then we will put your card into a submission within 5 days. You'll get an email from us saying, Amika, your cards have been entered into bulk, blah, 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 blah. And please follow along our website order tracker. So now you go back to your website, you go to your order tracker, and you could find out what level, where your submission is. When your submission is complete, we'll send you an email. Amika, congratulations, your submission popped. Please follow this link to see the grades and submit payment. You go to the website. By clicking that link, you'll look for your name. You'll see your grades. If you're on your computer, table is next to you. If you're on a phone, the table is below you. And you'll find your number, and you just click the total and submit payment. Then we ship you your cards. 100 plus, all the back-end stuff is roughly the same. For 100 plus, we will. For 100 plus, you'll go to PSA's website. You fill out a complete submission through PSA, right? Go through the whole process, put in your credit card information. They're not going to charge you. I repeat, they will not charge you. You will not get charged. Make sure you follow the right declared value submission for us. Come to our website, fill out our form by just putting in your customer name and submission number, customer number and submission number, and send it to us. We're going to take over your submission. We're going to send it in. We're going to send you a personalized email saying that we sent it in. When it comes back, we're going to send you a personalized email with your grades with an Excel file that'll say, here are your grades. Let us know if you want to consign and tell us how you want us to ship back to you. So, Craig. Okay, hold on. I'll get to you later, Craig. Luca, yes, I would stick to the top 5 guys. I would stick to the best guys, right? Always. Monkey, happy to do the crossover video. We want to educate. We want to help people understand what's going on in the market, and understand what you should be sending and what you shouldn't be sending. We get people asking for crossover subs all the time, and we give them the same exact information. Please be very sure you want to send those cards in. Very unlikely. Across all 4 submissions that have come back, 15 to 25% success rate. Be careful. Which card will be worth double what it is right now in the NBA on this day next week? This day next week is Friday. There's going to be some rookie from last year that nobody's thinking of that is going to have a start and have a great game, and he's going to double. Who has a chance to do that? To me, it could be like a Lonnie Walker type player. It could be somebody from a couple years ago, like 17, 18, not last year because they're overvalued, but somebody from a couple years ago that is playing, and all of a sudden, same exact thing, they come out with a 25, 10, and 5 game, and they explode. Neil, I agree with you what you said about the low chance. Yeah, sometimes it's worth the Hail Mary, man. Very clear 8K video stream. It's not 8K. This is actually just a high def screen. It's just 1080. It's just a really good camera. Leighton Sports Cards. Hey, Rich. Long time listener, first time caller. How did you become so handsome? Was it right from birth, or have you worked on it? Just curious. So what happened was, I was born really cute. Then I started working at McDonald's in high school, and I put on a lot of weight. Then I lost a lot of weight in college. Then I do this yo-yo thing where I gain weight, lose weight, gain weight, lose weight. Right now I'm on the gain weight. So we got to get back onto the lose weight. But I really do appreciate the comment. With both being 15, do you think it'd be smarter to wait for that price to go down? That price isn't going down, so do not wait. Right? That price is just going to go up. When is basketball season projected to end in 2021? I think they shortened the season a few games and are going to have less time in between. So I think it's going to end right on time. I'm not sure. NBA playoffs start late May, so they extended a season. Carson Edwards, that's a great Neil. I think that's a great one, man. I really that actually is a really good one. I have a Carson Edwards Gold Prism PSA 10 jersey number at home, so I wouldn't mind that. Thank you, Restream.io. We've received 100 messages today, so that's cool. It took a little bit to get going, but now we got some flow. I like the flow. I think I'm getting a haircut next week. My wife is yelling at me. Christmas games are... Yeah, well, Christmas is a week from today. Thanks, Jack. Joel, how often are cards upcharged? Varies, man. Cards are upcharged if they're undervalued in the order, right? I'd say we get 5 to 10 upcharge emails a week. They're if it's a very common card, like say you put in Zion Silver in a standard and it gets a PS10 upcharge. So you put a Luka base in a bulk order upcharge. So you put some random soccer player that nobody's ever heard of in a bulk order and gets a PSA 10 and it's worth $1,200, no upcharge. It's only if it's really, really obvious is when they upcharge you. I need Zach to log on. I need my co-host. Me and Zach could banter for hours. Where are we rolling here? We're at about a half an hour. So, I'm going to give this a couple more minutes. I do want to get the Express highlight, the Express outgoing what's in the box. TJ, it's iced coffee, man. It's my second iced coffee of the day. I drink iced coffee till about 7 o'clock at night. And then I wonder why I can't fall asleep. I want to get the what's in the box video out, and I want to get a reveal video back. We had 2 bulk submissions come in today, so I want to get those out to you folks. What kind of upcharge example on Luka Prism in bulk order would they charge you? That would probably go into the double upcharge. So, so it'd be like plus $75. Your total cost would be something like 82 or 85 or something like that, give or take. Yeah, it's. I think the Express is interesting. It's an interesting science experiment in my mind, right? Because some of those cards are actually really worth something, and you may not think it, but like that $50 card, when you have the first PSA 10 and it sells for $350, and they go down for 200, 250, then they go down to 250, 200. It might be worth spending the extra money to get it back first. So it's a good one. Yeah, that's only if it's 10, Joel. And TJ, no problem, man. You know, we see it going on. We see it with our incoming mail, and we want to get everybody their cards, so we're doing the FedEx thing. We're thinking about figuring out a way to keep it for next year, so hopefully we could do that. But we're working on that FedEx thing right now, so I think it's going to be really good for people. I think it's nice that they can actually get their cards back instead of getting stuck in USPS hell. All right. Joel, yes, they'll upcharge you on a 9. Like if you put a Giannis rookie silver in a bulk or a standard, and it gets a 9, it's still worth $7,000, still upcharged. Neil, we do have a lot of football. What I do recommend is every Tuesday at 1:10 p.m. Eastern, I do a show with Craig on Sports Grid, which is on Zubo and Sling and a bunch of different things, sportsgrid.com. And we talk about the cards that are going in the most, what cards we're seeing come back. So not only do we have it on the YouTube where we do the reveals, the in the box, we also do that show where we talk about it every single week. And we have these question and answers. So that's one of the things that we want. We want to get everybody the information, right? We have it, and we're happy to share it. You know, we want everybody to be informed. We want to help you make the right decisions with your cards. Hey, YouTube's growing, man. We're up to 250 subscribers right now. I really want to get over 1,000 by the end of the year. I don't think it's happening, but maybe. But we're working on it. We want to get it out there. If it was in a bulk, I don't know. They may or may not upcharge it. I don't know the answer. If it's in an express, it won't get upcharged as the 9. I know that. So, all right, guys. Well, please remember to subscribe, so you could see every time we put a video out. Check out the videos that we're putting out tonight. We might put one out tonight, one over the weekend. I haven't decided how I'm going to roll it out yet. And but we really do like these sessions. Hopefully these get popular. We're going to do these on Fridays. I'm trying to get a scheduled time in, but sometimes you just got to play it by ear, and that's it. The problem with sending in Luka and Giannis rookies is that whether you're in a rush or not, they're valuable. So I would send those in a standard, which is $25 a card, and they'll get back in like 3 to 4 months. If you send those in bulk, you're just going to get upcharged. We were just talking about that. I mean, if they're really low-end ones, you might not, but I would just send those in a standard order for $25 a card. Better than $15 a card, or Giannis is definitely going to get upcharged no matter what in bulk. So, all right, guys. I'm going to sign off so I could post this up there and get started on those other videos for you. So you may be seeing another video or two in the next hour or two. Thanks a lot. Please subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys soon.